What made the entire bridal party turn against me when they discovered what was really in my bridesmaid emergency kit? I was the maid of honor for my cousin Rachel's wedding, and I'd been planning this day for months. I packed what I thought was the perfect emergency kit: safety pins, bobby pins, tissues, breath mints, the usual stuff. I even threw in some extra mascara and lipstick just in case. The morning of the wedding, everything was going smoothly. Rachel looked gorgeous in her dress, and all us bridesmaids were getting ready in this fancy hotel suite her parents booked. There were 6 of us total, including me. Everyone was laughing and taking selfies while the hairstylist worked her magic. Around noon, one of the bridesmaids, Ashley, spilled coffee all over her light pink dress. She started freaking out because we had photos in 2 hours. I immediately grabbed my emergency kit and pulled out what I thought was a stain remover pen I'd bought specifically for situations like this. Ashley snatched it from my hands and started scrubbing the stain. But instead of the coffee coming out, this weird white foam started bubbling up on her dress. The fabric started changing color, going from soft pink to this gross brownish yellow. Ashley screamed and threw the pen across the room. That's when Rachel picked it up and read the label out loud. Pregnancy test. The entire room went silent. I grabbed it from her hands, my face burning red. It wasn't a stain remover pen at all. It was a pregnancy test I'd bought 3 weeks ago and completely forgotten about. But here's where it gets worse. Rachel's mom, who's super religious and traditional, saw the test and her face went completely white. She started asking whose it was and why anyone would bring something like that to a wedding. The other bridesmaids were staring at me like I'd brought a bomb into the room. I tried explaining that it was an accident, that I'd mixed up my bags, but nobody was listening. Ashley was still crying about her ruined dress, and now 2 other bridesmaids were going through my entire kit, finding more embarrassing stuff I'd forgotten was in there. They pulled out birth control pills, which made Rachel's mom even more upset. Then they found the really bad stuff. A note I'd written to myself about breaking up with my boyfriend Jake, who Rachel's family absolutely loved. The note said things like, "Finally dump Jake and stop being a coward about it." Rachel read it out loud before I could stop her. The worst part? Jake was actually one of the groomsmen. He was downstairs getting ready with Rachel's fiancé right now. Rachel's mom immediately started lecturing me about ruining her daughter's special day and bringing immoral influences around her family. Rachel herself wasn't even that mad about the pregnancy test, but she was hurt about the Jake situation. She'd been trying to set us up for years and thought we were perfect together. She felt like I'd been lying to her face for months about being happy. Ashley had to wear a completely different dress that was 2 sizes too big because her original one was destroyed. She blamed me for looking terrible in all the photos. The other bridesmaids started whispering about me, saying I was irresponsible and selfish for bringing my personal drama to someone else's wedding. During the actual ceremony, I had to stand there pretending everything was fine while Ashley glared at me from across the altar. Jake kept trying to catch my eye from the groomsmen's side, probably wondering why I looked like I wanted to disappear. At the reception, things got even messier. Rachel's mom had apparently told Rachel's dad about everything, and he confronted me during dinner. He said I was a bad influence on his daughter and that maybe I shouldn't be so involved in their family events anymore. The final straw came during the bouquet toss. When Rachel threw her flowers, they came straight toward me. But instead of catching them, Ashley deliberately knocked them out of my hands and caught them herself. She looked right at me and said, "Some people shouldn't even think about marriage." Jake approached me later that night, confused about why everyone was treating me weird. When I finally told him about the note, he got quiet for a long time. Then he said he'd actually been planning to propose to me next month, but maybe he'd been reading our relationship wrong. Rachel still talks to me, but our friendship changed after that day. Her mom refuses to invite me to family gatherings anymore.